Welcome to Not Like This. Not Like This. From professional wrestling, horror films, and everything in between. Strap in. And now your hosts, Dale Zawada and Jim Snedeker Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dale Zawada. That's Jim Snedeker. With us is Chris Ayan, who was a Sad Clown Radio co-host back in the day. I think Kayfabe Jim on Patreon might know who Chris Ayan is, because I think Kayfabe Jim's been with us for a fucking minute.
Kayfabe Jim does know who Chris Ayan is, and he requested that we post some old Chris Ayan episodes in the Patreon.
We'll one up you. Get some new shit.
Ooh,
he's like, remember that time with the baby bird? It's been a hot request on Patreon, the baby bird episode.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm not sure I want some of those things coming to light.
It's all been scrubbed. All been scrubbed. Fake news.
All been scrubbed from the internet, but not from my hard drive. It's on there.
It exists. Oh, no.
Yeah.
So welcome, Chris. It's good to see you and hear from you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm excited to talk to you guys. Yeah, you and I still talk a little bit over text, Dale. Jim, I haven't heard from you in years, so it's good to talk to you.
Well,
I'm as guilty. You know, we didn't really communicate offline. We only communicated on Sad Clown.
Go do your Hollywood thing. I wasn't going to stop you.
Out there on the West Coast having some laughs.
I am, except now I'm no longer in Hollywood. I'm up north in the Silicon Valley.
Oh boy.
Was that porn? Is that the porn industry up there?
I work in the porn industry. No, I live in Oakland now, right across the bridge from San Francisco.
And what was the address?
I'm not giving you my address.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yeah.
We almost got him.
Would you also like the last four of my social?
Nah, we'll start with those.
Yeah, so I've been up here for a minute, man, and I just quarantine's got me going crazy. So I reached out to Dale and I said, "Hey, man, what's the chances I can get on the podcast?" And he was like, "Pretty damn high."
Wow.
And that was less than a week ago, and now I'm here.
Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, here's
moving and shaking.
Dale texted me this today. Dale said, "When are we recording?" And I said 5. And he said, "Okay, Ayan was interested in joining, so I'll see if he can do that." And I said, "Oh, fuck, whatever time. Make him pick the time, and I'll make it work." Those were my exact words.
Well, I appreciate you being so accommodating.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Hey, I still tried to be accommodating. I didn't make it the end of my workday. We're right in the middle of my workday, so hopefully nobody blows me up and starts asking questions about, Chris, where are the numbers?
We need to see that in the metrics.
The numbers? They're down. They're all the way down. They're at 0.
So what do you think they're at?
Do you remember Am Bam? What was it you said?
Of course.
The markets are up, but you are down.
Oh, I don't remember that specific line, but I definitely remember Am Bam. He still comes up.
Am Bam lives inside of us. Actually, he was he's motivation for something that Jim and the D&D group will probably be experiencing somewhat soon.
Oh God!
Because I love Am Bam to death.
Yeah, you know, we may have touched on it a little bit, but we had Am Bam on. Yep. We didn't have him on the show, but we made him a character, and in the almost the same voice and everything they used for Winston the gorilla in Overwatch. He is essentially Am Bam, and we didn't get any royalties or anything for that
because they cut the cocaine.
Oh
yeah, it was a cocaine-fueled Am Bam.
But he even has glasses, and he's smart. He's a scientist.
Straight out of the 80s.
Doing the taxes.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, he's just trying not to do Vince McMahon so hard right now. Shit, I'm a gorilla.
Maybe they're the same guy.
Hey.
So, for those who don't know, Am Bam is an upright walking gorilla, and he was a hot topic for a minute and still is, because he walked like a man.
He walked on his back legs, but it wasn't just that he was on his back legs. It was that, like, the way he walked. He almost walked like Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he had some swagger.
That Conor McGregor, Vince McMahon strut.
Shoulders back, arms swinging.
Yeah, and they're all the other apes are just sort of hanging out, and he just comes walking by and what's going on? What do we got going on here?
Bananas.
Where are the numbers today, Chris?
There's 0. Why do you need the numbers? Do you not see what's going on in the world there, Am Bam?
I just need the number of bananas that you're going to give me. What are the numbers?
Right.
I need 7.
You could have not said that because we don't record it live.
Oh.
So you could have just not said anything. We also don't really edit it though, so it's in there now.
It's a comedy podcast. He's pretending to work.
Yeah, it's all
like we all are because of quarantine. I'm at work right now. No, I'm not.
Hey, I'm not even. These might not even be our real names. We could just be characters with the same names as real people in real life. You don't know.
Just randomly picked off the internet.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know.
It's like, Dale, that seems like a weird, fake, phony hillbilly name. Let's go with that.
So, Chris, I don't think I've talked to you since like 2014?
2014? Something like that?
I mean, at the latest.
Jesus.
Yeah.
At the latest, 2014. Maybe 2013, though. You're right. It's been
I think it was 2014. Yeah, it's been a while because I remember doing an episode in 2014, but yeah, it's been a minute, my friend.
Well, we're glad to have you on right now. This is man, it's a throwback.
It's a deep cut, man. It's way back there.
And we were I was taken off guard, so this hasn't been we didn't announce to people hey, next week Chris Ayan's going to be on.
Yeah.
This is just going to surprise everyone. Kayfabe Jim's
It's
going to be
viral.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey, come on.
Nice.
I'm telling you, we need
come on.
We need a Chris Ayan tier of Patreon.
Yeah, the $100 tier.
I'm the only one that supports the Chris Ayan tier of Patreon.
2013. I do feel like we need to introduce this man. Yes, he co-hosted with us old Sad Clown Radio because the podcast has gone through several name changes because I'm never satisfied with the names. And yeah, we did stand up together. I said, hey, go do this podcast. Hey, you're funny. You're a funny little guy. You're a funny guy. Let's go be funny on the podcast together.
And we were.
No.
I was never
he's taller than me. He's thicker than me.
I am.
His hair, according to that webcam, thicker than me. Man, that's why he had that webcam on. He was just peep it.
Look at this hair and this beard.
He's got his smoke detector situation all dialed in now, though. That used to be a constant.
Oh yeah, it doesn't beep anymore.
Thorn in our sides.
I forgot about that smoke detector.
The dorm room carbon monoxide detector.
That was just going off constantly.
You'll probably be fine. You're young. You get a lot of oxygen.
I forgot about that was 10 episodes that just constantly it was beeping. Yeah. I don't know why you guys didn't kick me off.
Well, you've been gone for a while.
Yeah, I have been gone for a while.
Yeah, it always takes me out. It's like with the porn videos. I'm like, will you check the fucking viral? Will you fix that? The detectors, it beep, beep. It's like, fucking take care of your lives and suck the dicks later. Jesus.
I don't even. Are you saying they're in the background in the video?
Yeah.
I didn't know what correlation you're making.
No, yeah. It takes you out of it. And I'm sure it took people out of the podcast back in the day.
When you're breathing in the carbon monoxide on purpose when you're watching the videos for that extra sensation. And then your detector starts beeping. You can't even get anything done.
That takes me out of it. You hear the dogs barking. I'm like, let the dog out.
Yeah, the dog walking around in the room. Yeah. Poor dog. So what have you been up to out there, Chris, other than work? What's going on in your life? What's different since the last time we talked on what was Sad Clown Radio?
I have gotten married. That's
Congratulations. Formally.
Yeah, that was one. And we are expecting a baby. So
a human baby?
A human baby.
That's awesome.
Yep. We're due July 4th.
Ooh. Yep. Got a little American made.
American made baby. Yeah. We're gonna I plan to tell the baby forever that the reason there's fireworks is because it's their birthday, and I hope that works.
Lie to them young.
Yeah, you got to start lying to them young.
You do.
Otherwise, they're going to trust you, and then when you tell them you're going to show up to something and you don't, they get sad. But if you start lying early,
why is Jeremy Ayan a narcissist? I don't know. Maybe because his parents told him that July fireworks were for him since he was a baby.
That is great news. I was waiting because it's been so long. Like I got married and then I got divorced. Like I didn't know what was going to happen. I had to stay tuned.
I got married. I'm still married, despite my best efforts.
He's trying.
And no, I'm not trying. I'm just pretty sure that I cut it close to where she wants to try sometimes. And we're having a little baby, which makes it really weird to be like during this quarantine time because I'm super stuck in a house with a pregnant, sober woman, which is interesting.
Yeah. And you're like, hey, maybe I can just go to work.
I can't escape this.
Trapped in
Call me
there.
if you need anything. Go into the office. It's downstairs.
Get me Funyuns and cheese.
I have to go to the office once a week, and it is a blessing. Let me tell you to get out of that. No, she's great. It's been awesome. She hasn't had any weird cravings or anything. What's awesome is her cravings that she has now that she's pregnant are like the types of food that I always want. So it's not a problem. So she's normally not a big burger or fast food person. And now she like really craves burgers and fast foods. And I'm like, I got you. Let's go. We're going right now. Not a problem.
Yeah, I bet this is weird, but can we go to Taco Bell right now? You're like, I'm already there. What do you want? How many more chalupas do I need than what I already have?
Yeah, already there, already in line. I was, paying attention to your needs and figuring them out in advance, and I'm here.
Chris is like, I'm so there for you, babe, that I've been putting on sympathy weight for years.
I started putting on sympathy weight before we even met. So
it's weird how we both got gestational diabetes at the same time.
I don't know what that's all about.
It's a lot of sympathy.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's great. That's great news. Yeah. You still doing slam poetry?
Doing slam poetry? No, not really. I'll write stuff occasionally, but I don't know.
That's good.
I haven't found it out here. Still doing some writing, but no slam poetry.
There's no slam poetry in Silicon Valley?
Well, I'm in Oakland, and there is definitely a slam poetry scene in Oakland.
Well, there you go.
Go slam them.
Go slam. Da, da, da.
Let the boys be boys. So I still do like the writing portion of slam poetry, just not the performance part.
Zoom in.
Zoom. I bet you there's some slam Zoom conference calls that I can get on. Cool.
Chris, you've used Zoom, I imagine.
Yeah, a lot.
Jim, have you used Zoom?
Oh yeah.
I haven't. No one's trying to Zoom with me. Why is it? I want to download it so bad, but I have no reason.
Well, you got Discord. Zoom is like, I've done, you're right. I've done like personal Zooms too, but I got Zoom because we needed something for work. All of a sudden, we needed some app at work for everyone to be able to have conferences and stuff together.
And Discord's a little too
Reddity.
It's a little too cool. Yeah.
It's probably not as user friendly as a Zoom, although I don't know because I've never used a Zoom.
I got people
Discord
that have trouble with Zoom. There's no way they could handle Discord.
Yeah, that's very true. We can Zoom, Dale, if you want. I can send you a Zoom link.
That's fucking all I'm asking for. Everyone's doing Zoom concerts and they're doing sketches. They're doing Zoom bits, and I'm like, I want to do bits. I miss bits.
Turn the password off and give the link out to everybody.
Yeah, to see what happens.
Some dummies have been doing that.
Way. Yeah.
Have you heard about this in the news?
No, what is
Dale?
this? No, what is it?
Chris?
What is no, I don't think so.
The random like guys will show up in your Zoom meeting with their dong out.
I've heard of the Zoom bombing.
Yeah, well, Zoom bombing with their penises.
Ooh.
It's been happening to some schools.
Oh God.
It's also been happening where like teachers and students will Zoom together and like dad's just walking around naked in the background.
What?
Yeah.
Why is dad walking around naked in general?
Because it's his house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, Jim, you're a dad, so you can answer that for me.
No way. Absolutely.
I don't plan to do that, so
Look,
I need to know
I'm
if I
not
need
saying,
to plan to do that.
I don't even know what school it's happened at. You'd have to Google it, but I definitely saw that headline.
Oh God!
And there's been ones where people are having like a meeting, like a company meeting, and you could password protect Zoom or not. And then it's like, oh, here's the meeting link. Just join with this link. And if it's not password protected, and that link makes its way out on the internet, you're just gonna see some penises.
Or are people like just typing in because like the link is really like alphanumeric character or code? So like, are people just like randomly keyboard mashing and hoping to get into the Zoom room?
That's a good question. Maybe that's it too.
Because I don't know. I mean, other than like popular, like, you know, oh, hey, we're this local comedy thing. Like my meetings at work, it's all internal. So the only way somebody could get into that is if they, either button mashed or keyboard mashed, or, you know, I guess somebody posted it. But I don't know why any of my coworkers would be like, hey, you guys should bomb this.
Stupid.
Yeah, these people are being really dumb, because you can also set it to where the person hosting the meeting decides whose camera is on or off and whose microphone is on or off. So you'd have to have those settings all like neutral for someone to just show up and show their penis.
Well, plus I have to like my room, I have to admit everybody.
Yeah, you can turn that on as well.
He's like a bouncer.
I feel bad for Zoom, because Zoom's getting some bad press about the security flaws, but like, it's not a security flaw if you have it set up wrong.
Yeah, it's not our fault you set it up stupidly.
Oh, you work for Zoom? Now we know, Dale. Makes sense. Silicon Valley.
Yeah. I actually started coronavirus in order to get our stocks. Just throwing that out.
Oh,
there you go.
That would be.
No, I don't work for Zoom.
No, I think when you impregnated a woman, I think that's what caused coronavirus. I think that was the world saying, what? The moment you busted a nut, that man ate that bat.
That's so mean.
Yeah, that's rough. It's like you never left.
Yeah. Well, I forgot why I left, which was I was just bullied.
It's hard to hear now. I'm not used to it anymore. I'm not conditioned to it.
I'm gonna Zoom
bullying.
I'm gonna Zoom bomb people, but it's not gonna be dong related. I'm just gonna be like, hey,
look at this bat.
You got room for one more? Or?
I'm just here to make friends.
I'm fucking bored as shit.
Have you guys checked out my podcast?
You're just in there like, is Karen got the numbers up yet? What are the numbers for last quarter?
That'd be funny. I wonder if somebody would be like, oh, yeah, let me get those for you real quick. Just not paying attention to who's asking. And there's bound to be a Karen in the Zoom room.
It's true.
I think that would work.
I like that. The Zoom room. Fucking Karens. I saw Karen at the Jewel today. I had to go do some grocery shopping. So you mask up. And man, she gets a cart. We walk in. And she goes to get they have wipes so you can wipe down the carts, which is nice. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Good idea.
And it was like, I don't know, it was empty. And she was not happy about that. Excuse me. Hello. And she just pointed to it like, I was like, wow, this fucking. I know lately there's a lot of Karen humor with their haircuts and stuff, but I have noticed that there is something going on with middle-aged white ladies
with that hair
during COVID-19, that they are just not adapting well to this. And they're doing it in public. Like, we're all struggling, we're all stressed the fuck out, but they just like, this is where I'm going to let it out. At Jewel.
I've been lucky. I haven't run into it. I haven't been in a grocery store because we do the pickup thing.
No.
So I've only been to like a couple of gas stations here and there. Got my mask on. Always got my ninja mask on. I feel bad for the people at the post office because everyone walks in with a mask. And you're like, probably COVID, but could be robbing me.
What do they have at the post office?
They got money in there. Got buy stamps.
at the store.
Oh, every store's got money. You gotta buy whatever
Give me
the
all your
fucking store
packages.
has.
I'm just saying, I was at the post office.
Give me your 10-cent stamps, you fucks. I don't know how much stamps are. But like,
Stamps are like
50
$1
cents
now.
now. They're a
I
lot.
thought they were like
oh my god,
they're not cheap.
mask up.
You get enough stamps, Dale, you could run this country.
It's like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Gotta invest. Gotta
more
invest
stable
in
than
stamps.
Bitcoin.
I kind of got in on Bitcoin early too. I didn't.
I had to try and explain cryptocurrency to someone recently, and I don't really know enough about it to explain it. So that always goes worse than just not saying anything at all.
I worked for a cybersecurity startup for a little while, and they would talk a lot about like cryptocurrency stuff, and I never understood it once. I still don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm not going to bring it up.
That's why he's in Oakland now. He's on the run from this fucking startup. It's like they're on some shady shit.
I don't know how I ended up with all this Bitcoin, but I got it now, and I got to go.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Start the car.
Yeah, no, there was a guy that worked at made a ton of money from Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin like crashed or whatever, and he became super depressed and had to like sell his Tesla and his Lotus and stuff like that. I felt kind of bad for the guy, but I feel like that's what happens.
It bounced back, didn't it?
I don't know. I don't think it bounced back to where it was.
Well, no, I mean it'll never bounce back to.
But he was like, he went like, it was like he went from being in his mind a millionaire because he had like tons of Bitcoins, and then Bitcoin was suddenly worth like a quarter of what it was, so he's no longer a millionaire. And I guess, I don't know, there's a lesson to be learned in there somewhere, which is, maybe diversify your portfolio.
Ooh, get him.
Oh man, there's a finite number of Bitcoin. Just hold on, just hang on. Hang on, it'll go up.
How finite is that number?
I'm gonna hold.
I don't know.
I'm gonna hold, Bob.
And isn't it getting like harder to mine?
Yes. It mathematically gets, as they are found, it becomes harder and harder to find more.
But like this is the question I have. And I'm not trying to get.
Let's try it.
Together we can do this.
We can solve this. I don't understand the concept of mining Bitcoin. Where are they mining it from?
Okay. It is just a value, right?
Yeah.
It's like a numeric, alphanumeric. It's a really long, I think it's like, a really long string.
Right.
And you're basically trying to figure out whether or not the one you've guessed is valid, but you're doing that like a billion times a second with a bunch of different graphics cards and shit. You're just like plugging in a bunch of numbers. Yeah, there was a big graphics card shortage a couple years ago because there were some really nice graphics cards that were cheap, and the architecture was designed in such a way it just happened to be really good for trying to mine cryptocurrency. So people would buy like all of them and put them in a case and have like 10 of these graphics cards all just grinding away at their 1,000 core processors, just trying to find these cryptocurrency
I thought a second ago you said you didn't know anything about cryptocurrency. I
don't really like, I know enough to get you to make you have more questions.
Yeah, I think once that sentence ends, he's done.
Yeah, so like once you say, well, how many are there, or who comes up with it, or any of that type of stuff, then I'm done. But it's basically like there's a code, and it's like trying to figure out a password for something, and you're just trying that a bunch of times, and there is like a repository somewhere of everyone shares it, right? Everyone has a copy of the list of the Bitcoin and who has how many Bitcoin. So there's no way to fool the list.
I get that.
Like it's decentralized, so everyone has a copy of all of the Bitcoin transactions that ever have been. So there's no way to like trick the system. And then you're just plugging in numbers to say like, hey, is that one? Is that one? Is that one? Is that one? And when you get one, it'll say, yeah, you found one.
But what gives it value? Why is is it just a fiat?
Yeah, the rare. Yeah, exactly. Like nothing really gives it value other than that. They're hard to access, and there's only a finite number of them, It's like having dollars. Once they
Yeah.
if they
Well,
if
it's
they
like
just
so it's like
suddenly
a
made
fiat
more
currency.
Bitcoin, they would become worth less. Just like when they print more money, inflation goes up.
Yeah.
Or like if we suddenly, like if I found a giant gold mine under my house and it was like so massive that it affected how much gold is in the world, then the price of gold will go down somewhat, I guess. I don't know. The scarcity gives it value. It's sort of arbitrary.
It's an arbitrary value.
But the whole point of it is it's not centralized. So instead of a state government deciding how much there is and assigning value to it, it's just a bunch of independent people using their own and sort of skirting all the governments. And bro, all the computer nerds love that shit, bro. We do it ourselves.
I mean, it
I'll buy
makes
that
no
pizza
sense,
for
but it makes-
0.02 Bitcoin.
The thing I heard is why it would never take off is because it takes too long for a transaction to occur. Like when you go into a store and you pay them 0.05 Bitcoins, by the time the transaction is processed, which can be like up to 24 hours, that value of that Bitcoin could have either gone up considerably or down considerably.
Weird.
That's yeah. The same could be said for dollars in a way, though. I mean, it's more stable, but the value of the dollar is always going up and down.
Yeah, but I think the thing with the Bitcoin is the transaction to complete too is part of the problem, right? Like when I hand you $1, you immediately have $1, but with like Bitcoin transactions, I pay you the Bitcoin and you don't immediately have that Bitcoin in your wallet.
Okay, yeah. So it's more like a credit card.
Yeah, and it just
That
the
shit
credit
doesn't go
card
through until the next day.
Yeah,
Also,
like that.
no one can seize the Bitcoin from you. Is another benefit, and
Like it
so
can't be
that
stolen.
gives it intrinsic value for people.
But
It's
can't
like-
your wallet? Your wallet can be stolen. Your Bitcoin wallet.
You can have your Bitcoin wallet stolen, but no one can use it unless they know your really long password. So like if you keep those things separate, you'll be safe. There's also a way where you can
So I shouldn't have my Bitcoin password posted noted to my computer.
probably
is what
not.
you're saying.
And also
shit.
there's a way where you can give some of your Bitcoin. Like if someone says, "Give me your password for your Bitcoin account, or I'll blow your brains out." And if you don't give them the password, they'll kill you. So there's a way to like have a failover password that you give them, and they get some of your Bitcoin, but not all of it, because you.
So
gave
what
them.
happened to you? Not because you said like once that sentence ended, you didn't know anything.
No. When you break down the mechanics of it and and like how did somebody just decide I'm going to create this? When you get to the technical aspect of the encryption and how that works, I don't know that, but how it's used in sort of the more high level human interaction stuff I know about, but not like I don't really understand like how everyone has a copy of this, and like who decides what's a Bitcoin and what isn't, and like I don't get that part of it really. But I've heard enough about it.
Yeah.
The guy I used to work with was obsessed with it. He liked anything. Like he loved mining cryptocurrency. He loved playing poker in tournaments. Any way to
like anything that was sort of get rich quick, but through skill.
Yeah, anything where he's like, it's just like an extra way, like a clever extra way to try and come up with some money, like gaming the system. I'm gaming this. He loved the gaming the system for money thing.
But he's not really gaming the system. He's following the system.
Sure, but it's a thing not everybody knows how to do, or they don't even know what it is. And now there's this new one. Oh, there's this new one I got to mine, and it's worth this money, and I'm getting this money per day, and blah blah blah. It's just like not everyone plays poker either, but it's
That's
out
true.
there. Cryptocurrency. I remember reading a story that somebody paid for a pizza with a Bitcoin a long time ago, like a whole Bitcoin, because it wasn't worth a lot yet.
Yeah, I heard this story too.
Yeah, and that guy, that Bitcoin's worth a lot of money now. A lot more than a
Well, it's
pizza.
like, you can't really look, I guess, from my perspective, like any investment, you can't really look back on and be like, I regret this decision, because it's like, well, it was the right decision in the moment. You bought the pizza for the Bitcoin.
It's like his buddy that he held on to it when he was a millionaire, and now he's not a millionaire because he held on to it.
Yeah.
He could have bought a lot of pizzas instead.
Yeah, cash out.
Yeah, exactly. You got to cash out at some point. I say. I don't know.
No, not the nutty people. They love it. No, we're gonna stay in this Bitcoin economy forever, and eventually the whole system will crumble, and we'll still have our Bitcoin.
Wasn't that the plot of Mr. Robot?
I didn't see that.
I never
That's the hacker
saw
show,
that.
right?
Yeah, it's the hacker show.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
It's got that weird looking guy, right?
Yes, the weird looking guy.
There's only one
on that show. Everyone else, fine. Normal.
Everyone else in the entire world, perfectly fine, except for
but this fucking guy, this Freddie Mercury motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
Well, because he played Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah, that guy is weird looking.
Fucking me. Oh, Dale, it's too far.
I thought you were just making the reference that he's weird looking like Freddie Mercury. Like, why you gotta make it Freddie Mercury?
There's other weird people choices to pick. Have you guys? So, out of curiosity, do either of you guys take like the master classes thing?
No, but I like the ads.
Yeah, the ads are really good.
I'll watch them ads. They're really well done.
I have not.
They were no. So my dad got me a class like as a Christmas present, and my problem with it is now like I'm picking up too many hobbies. Like I'm looking at buying a smoker so I can smoke brisket.
They got a fucking master class on smoking
barbecue, dude. Yep, they do. Dad.
Who is it? Who's this motherfucker?
It's Aaron Franklin of Franklin Barbecue in Austin, Texas.
Well, you got me.
You don't know him? Well, guess you don't know anything about smoked meat, Dale.
Is it? Yeah, Dave's Barbecue. Is it Dave from Dave's Barbecue?
Is it Dave from Famous Dave's?
Famous Dave's, yeah. Is it Famous Dave?
No.
So let me get this right. Yeah. I don't know how it works, but your folks get you here. Here's a credit for master class.
Yep.
God bless. And you were like, I'm gonna smoke this meat. Like there's so many options out there.
Oh, Ron Howard directing movies or smoking a brisket.
I'm curious. Which do you think I'm more likely to use?
That's I don't know your smoking situation, but if you got the means, then yeah, that's probably jumping out at you.
I've done other ones. I've done like the writing. I did by Penn and Teller. You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then I was like, I'm gonna buy a smoker and go smoke some meat.
So the way that I use YouTube to learn things, you just step it up. It's like basically advanced YouTube.
It seems like it's like a plural site or a like a Udemy, like an online learning thing, but like shot really well with famous people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because some of them, exactly what it is. Some of them plural site courses, it's just Jeff. Hey, I'm Mike. You're gonna learn PowerShell with this webcam, like, and this is all Ron Howard on directing.
It's shot by Ron Howard.
Yeah. It's just the brisket thing, Chris. It seems like you could get an article in Barbecue Magazine and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna try that." Like, "Oh, brisket turned out good." Like.
How long is this?
Okay, but here's the thing. If you're going to learn how to make brisket, right, would you not want to learn from the guy who, like, literally is known as he makes the world's best brisket ever? Like, he constantly, for his shop, where he churns out 120 briskets a day,
so
has a line like
it's not hard to
do. It's a lot of volume.
I'm just saying, it'd be different, like the Gordon Ramsay, how to be a chef.
He has a Gordon Ramsay one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That one makes sense. But just a whole masterclass on smoking a brisket. It's just
it's not on smoking a brisket. I want to clarify. It's not on smoking just brisket.
That's less than one.
It's on smoking like barbecue, traditional fire-built barbecue.
Gotcha. That makes I'm more on board then. If it was just an entire masterclass on smoking brisket,
Now, don't get me wrong. 4 hours of it are smoking brisket.
Jesus, you could smoke a whole brisket in that time.
No, it's an 11-hour process, my friend.
No way. Get out of here.
To get a perfectly smoked brisket, it's 11 hours.
And then you eat it and shit it out.
Wow. Well, I know who I'm not sharing my first brisket with.
Yeah, I don't want your first one. Let me know when you got to your 140th one.
Okay, I'll keep you posted.
It just seems like you hear about like stand-up comics that will talk about how like it's like 10 years before I was making a dent, like 10 years before I was even decent, where there's like a lot of levels to it. But I bet this guy like smoked a brisket a couple times, was like, yeah, this is the way to do it.
No, that's actually
smoking briskets.
He does a whole thing on how long the trial and error process was for him.
He's got a tight 5 ready to go.
Yeah, he talks about how long it took. And it's funny, when he got the perfect brisket, it was an accident because it was not intentional. He left it on for longer than he intended, and that's how it got super tender.
He's like, instead of burning my house down, I made this good ass meat.
I
don't know who smokes meat inside, Dale.
I don't fucking know how it works. I didn't take the class.
It's sort of like fighting game tech, right? Once the tech is discovered, it's pretty easy to someone to just show you like, oh, you do this, 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 and this. But somebody had to blaze that trail and figure all that shit out.
And he's the guy that blazed the trail for a perfect smoked brisket.
You can write that in a Word doc.
It comes with a Word doc.
Okay.
Good.
You get a document.
Recipe book.
You should be doing. I don't care if you're never going to go to space. You should be doing the how to go to space master class. Do
I don't know. That's
cool
the one.
ones.
See, that one's the one that doesn't make sense to me. Why do I need to study space exploration? Like, what am I going to do with that?
You can't apply that one.
You can just absorb.
Yeah, I don't think that one's applicable. I think smoking makes way more sense than Chris Hadfield tells you how to get on the International Space Station. Step 1: become a fighter pilot. Well, that's off the list.
Well, you got to start working on step 1, sounds like.
Well, it sounds like there's an age limit for that.
You can lie. If you're good enough, they'll say, God damn it, Chris, you're too damn good. We got to let you keep doing this.
Look at that moxie.
Step 1, you can't wear glasses. I wear glasses.
Don't wear them.
We'll contact up.
Well, I'm pretty sure I can't fly a jet if I can't see.
Tell them you can see and fly with your have to. You gotta fly with your have to. Like Chet Haskins. What was his name? Chet.
I don't fucking know.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Rookie of the year? Rookie of the year. I was gonna say Major League.
Chet.
Yeah.
Chet Stedman.
Yep.
Chet,
that's what it was.
Come on, kid. You gotta pitch from your have to. It's Riggs.
I watched that actually.
It's
not
Riggs.
That long
He's pitching
ago.
from his have to.
Chet Stedman is the bad guy from Lethal Weapon. Same guy.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't he also the
Who thought it was a good idea to put Gary Busey in a fucking children's movie?
I don't know, but I love that person.
Like, even as that character, I'm like, I think he's gonna stab this kid. He's scary.
He is a little intimidating. But it was a good movie. I put it on the other day. Monica had never seen it.
It's a good question.
That's a weird thing. My wife is from San Diego, and then she grew up in Ecuador and Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
And so she missed out on like a lot of the things to me that I'm like, this is culturally important.
She's like, what's a Mighty Duck? And you're like, what?
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I don't know. She gets the Mighty Duck. She moved to Ecuador when she was like in 6th grade or something like that. But yeah, definitely there's what do you mean seen this or never listened to this album, or she's never seen Shawshank Redemption.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a big movie when we were that. I mean, it was a big movie, but that's something
it was more for adults.
It's an adult movie. Not an adult movie, but a movie for adults.
Well, I get that, but just because of her, I don't know, we heard about them. I don't know when we started to see Shawshank Redemption, but at some point she missed that culturally.
Okay, so I'll tell. I may have told this story, but Chris didn't hear the story, so I'll tell it again.
Ooh!
I used to work with a guy.
Oh, this story.
At my last job, he's from Venezuela,
Ooh.
And we got pretty close. We played basketball together with Dale.
Ooh.
You know him.
Right on, yeah.
So I would play a song because he lived there his whole life until he was in his late 30s, mid 30s, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And but I wanted to see like what things were crossover hits and what things weren't.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how it came up, but Whoop There It Is came up. And I'm like, yeah, was this a hit down there? He's like, I've never heard the song in my life. I was like, really? I said like every sports arena, like when this was out, like this would getting played in commercials everywhere. He's like, no, I've never heard this. So I looked up like other songs that were out at that time, and I played him Informer by Snow, and he's like, oh yes, this was a huge hit. I remember this.
What?
I was like, really? The Canadian rapper had a huge hit in Venezuela, but Whoop There It Is, he's never heard. So
That's funny.
I loved hearing like Phil Collins, yep, big star. And then I'd name some other band. He's like, nope, that never got played one time down there. It's like, that is bizarre.
That is weird.
You never know the reach.
So Ecuador, no Shawshank Redemption, but Mighty Ducks.
No Shawshank. Yeah, but Mighty Ducks. She did have the Mighty Ducks experience. No Shawshank.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
man.
she speaks Spanish a lot to her family, but that's okay.
But are they all originally from here? You
You
don't got a doxer on the podcast.
Yeah, now with Mr. Orange listening.
No, they are all from here originally.
Okay.
So I think she does it just to talk smack about them.
Oh.
God, it'd be so nice to just have
That'd be
a second language. Like, all right, go to channel 2, everybody.
So I wish that there was a masterclass for Spanish.
Fuck yeah, do it on the low.
I want to secretly learn Spanish.
That's
and then
beautiful.
Just bust it out. And it's funny because I've picked up enough of it that one time we were in Mexico and we were going to a different part of Mexico and I hired a driver to take us to this other part of Mexico.
You cut out. You hired a sniper or a driver?
A driver. And, I rented a car and I paid this driver to bring us in the car and then, go back. And my wife, to this dude in Spanish, basically calls me out for being a bitch because I don't want to drive through parts of Mexico that I've never been. And I understood enough that I turned around and go like, what'd you just say? And she was like, you understood that?
Uh-oh.
She was like, uh-oh. Which I don't think is...
He was like, I know what pandejo means. I believe that's... Pardon moi?
Oh,
I can speak it too.
Medicone? I've heard that word.
Yeah, fucking learn it on the down low. Bust it out the first time you bust it out when the baby's born, and you're like, I've always known.
I guess in Venezuela they don't stop. They slow down slightly at red lights, and you sort of like are very cautious by the green lights because nobody stops. So like when your light's green, you're like, those people aren't stopping. I got to be careful. But when it's red, you're just like, yeah, let's go. Like that. What is the point of that?
So when it's red, they just go, which is why they can't be fast at green lights. I don't understand.
Yes.
So basically, it's a self-perpetuating cycle.
Yep. Because so many people blow the red lights. When the light's green, that's when you have to be cautious.
Okay, that makes sense. But it seems like they could kind of solve that one on their own by, just getting together.
I didn't say we're putting together a team to go down there and solve it for them. I'm just telling you what I've been told.
Well, fair enough. I think it was reasonable that I didn't want to drive in countryside that I'd never been to.
Of course.
Before.
That's fair.
Yeah, I thought it was fair.
She just wanted to speak Spanish.
She's like, I gotta practice this shit or I'm gonna lose it.
Yep.
Oh, she speaks it like
I work with a lady who's from Japan who speaks Japanese, and I always wanted to learn Japanese, but I'm embarrassed to tell her that it's only because I want to know what the Street Fighter players are saying in Japanese.
Pretty sure you could just Google that.
No, you could Google it, but like when you're just watching them live stream or something, I don't have a translator with me.
Gotcha.
But
like,
there's
the
absolutely zero other reason I want to learn Japanese other than to like, what's Daigo saying right now?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the characters.
No. I meant
I
like the players, like the people from Japan that play.
The human beings.
The
humans. Do you watch a lot of Street Fighter streaming?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
It's one of his hobbies.
Is that really one of your hobbies?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I went to Evo in 2017. I went to Vegas and went to Evo and watched all the matches and was there for grand finals in the arena.
Didn't understand a fucking word of it.
Well, no, I understood all the most of the people there, but there are Japanese. Very, very few Japanese players are bilingual. Whereas like a lot of the other players from other Asian countries also speak English. Very few. I can only think of one Japanese player that also speaks English. And he won that year. That's Tokido.
Okay.
But all the other ones
follow the players and you're like serious.
I was serious enough about it to take vacation time and go to Las Vegas to watch people play Street Fighter professionally.
That's fascinating, man.
It was all Chris's idea. It was all my wife's idea.
She's like, get out.
She just wanted to get out of the house.
She felt bad because she was going to Ireland without me.
What?
Yeah, I didn't want to go, but she's like, well, I'm going on a vacation without you. Why don't you go on a vacation without me? So I did.
I am not at that level of yet.
Yeah.
I think if I proposed that to my wife, I would say, hey, so I was just thinking maybe I'd go on vacation without you.
It's a little separate.
Yeah, she would be not happy with that.
Yeah, just me and the boys in Vegas. What could go wrong?
She definitely would not be happy with it.
What could go wrong? It could be 10:53 for 4 hours. You never know.
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's that.
But yes, that was the only reason I wanted to learn Japanese.
I think that's about.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like mine's deceptive.
Further enjoy your hobby.
Why not?
Do you guys ever, speaking of this stuff, have you guys ever watched like that, like, what's it called, like mukbang stuff?
I know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, let's fly to him, Chris. Let's.
Yeah,
you can't hear me. Let's make
Chris,
up
Dale
stuff.
just lies to me all the time on the podcast too. That happens.
It's literally where people just get on screen and eat garbage. Like literally just like, I'm not talking like bad food. Like they literally eat sewage.
I can smell.
No, that's
garbage.
not what it is. See,
you're the one that said the lie to it.
Oh shit!
Dale, you're terrible.
Hey, Dale, I got a question for you. I got a question for you, Dale. What's a mark?
I'm fucking 2 beers in and fucking 6
We're all
o'clock.
marks, I guess.
That's fucking.
No, but that's actually not like live stream themselves just eating like a ton of food.
Ugh.
Yeah, they just kind of eat food and talk at the
like talk to people. Yeah.
Do they like
weird.
On purpose keep their mouth open so you see the chewed up food? Is that like part of it?
I think some of them do. Yeah. Like it was like apparently big in South Korea, and then it's kind of made way to the US.
Seems like a
and it's not like they're just like, oh, let's eat a normal amount of food and like let me eat a normal food. It's like really weird stuff that they're doing too.
Like,
and I don't mean like
10 octopuses.
No. I mean, it's more like I'm gonna eat these noodles covered in nacho cheese, and I'm not like being culturally insensitive. That's a food in South Korea. It's not. It's like they're doing something gross and eating it and chowing it down. One guy tried to eat 14 packages of ramen. I feel like that probably would have killed him.
It's a lot of sodium.
See, I didn't know that part of it. I didn't know the strangeness. Like, I know they're eating food, they're doing it on camera, they're talking to you. Because like you said, Korea, something about like the social, there's almost like a social loneliness there. So people can like, at home, they can watch these videos and it's almost like they're eating with a friend in a fucking weird way. But I didn't know.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, that's what my minimal research showed me in the past. But yeah, a lot of it, yeah, it's not for me.
I don't believe either of you now. Weird. I'm gonna have to Google it later.
Google it, dude. I'm serious. The only reason it came up for me is a chef that I follow. Like I've been to a couple of live shows. Doing one right now, not right this second, but like an advertising like one that he's going to do, and it just looked big to me. Like it's like I don't get it. No, thank you. I'm a man with a large appetite. I want people to see that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want people to see that either.
I discovered them with like weight loss videos and stuff, and I was like, what are these mukbang videos I'm seeing? And a lot of them are just like extremely overweight, obese people just shoveling food in their mouth, being like, yeah, I'm gonna start my diet tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck did I just what rabbit hole did I fucking stumble down now?
But then the weird thing is, it's like some of the like South Korean people are like super in shape, but they're like putting back 14,000 calories a day. You're like, what are you doing? How are you doing that?
That's amazing. That sounds really gross, though. I couldn't.
It is.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't Google it. Oh, you don't need to Google everything.
Yeah, some things can just stay.
Sometimes my imagination's not as bad as reality. So I'll leave that one alone. I'll leave it alone. I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, I would maybe advise that. You don't need to see that. You don't need to hear the noises. The noises, I think, are the part.
Just them just chomping in the microphone.
Just chomping. Like, not pleasant ASMR.
We kind of had that. Did we fucking start this? Because I remember these videos, they were like food reviews where motherfuckers are just in their car like, yeah, I got the new Burger King sandwich and I'm going to eat it right here. And it's just like, maybe that's where it started.
Yeah, I got the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
no, I don't think
come in yards.
Maybe. I don't know, maybe. That Popeyes chicken sandwich thing was weird, though.
USA number one.
People were like getting shot at Popeyes sandwich. It was weird. Didn't somebody get stabbed?
Those feel like two separate things.
Yeah, I think maybe someone was just getting shot while someone was buying a chicken sandwich.
No, apparently I remember reading the article. It was like some fight broke out because somebody cut in line to get the sandwich, and then somebody got stabbed. That's what I read.
I think that person
was like running out
having a falling down moment, though. Like probably something was going to make that person stab someone that day.
And that's very pre-COVID world right there, where that was a thing. And that falling down moment that you just spoke of, I'm kind of concerned about that now. Like, I talked about the lady at Jewel who had a nice mini meltdown like 5 seconds into the store. I'm just like, somebody's going to be pushed too far. They're going to be too in debt. They're going to be too stressed out, and shit's going to go south. So I've got my eyes open when I'm out and about. I'll tell you that.
There was a gas station that my in-laws went to the other day. And they were like, oh, let's see if they got toilet paper here. And they did, but they were selling it by the roll for $5 a roll.
Oh,
damn.
And that would make me want to just set the whole place on fire. Like, oh, now no one gets to have nice things. We're all going to die here together.
How about that?
That would push me over the edge. She's going to die. Yeah, it's going to be with me. My way.
I don't know. I don't. So you're legitimately worried that somebody's going to get pushed over the edge and it's going to be like bad? Or you?
Oh, sure. Of course. I just don't want to be there. I just don't want to be there.
Yeah, I don't want to be there either. I don't know. I
mean, like,
maybe it's because I'm in California, but like up here, like, yeah, people don't seem as angry about it. Like, people are taking it seriously. People seem a lot nicer, like lining up very nicely. I haven't seen any freakouts.
Well, that's good.
I haven't either. I think it would be an isolated incident. I think Dale just doesn't want to be there. I just don't want
to be there.
Well, I just don't want to see the news stories that are like, this is why we shouldn't distance because people go crazy and kill other people.
Yeah, we do that anyway.
Oh, they'll find a reason. Yeah, they're gonna find the cure can't be worse than the problem.
It's just over there in China.
China, start hugging.
Start from here, it's from China.
The woman in Michigan at it again. I'd fucking slap him in the fucking mouth if he said that shit to me. If I was her, Whitmer or whatever her name is, I don't even fucking know. But if he fucking referred to me as that woman in Michigan, I'm like, motherfucker, the next time I see you.
You gotta be that man on the ground.
Piece of shit. We're not getting political, Chris.
We don't.
I didn't say anything.
We don't do
it's
that.
It's not like I support.
We know you're a big Trumpster. We don't want to stir
big
things up.
Big Trumper, big fan, super fan, you might say.
Oh boy!
Into all his rallies.
We have rallies. We don't want anyone dying at the rallies.
Art of the Deal is my favorite book. I joined his steak club. Yeah.
He's a graduate of Trump University.
Yep. You guys knew I was at Trump University back.
He's a professor there. Yeah, that was the dorm room you were in when it was.
Yeah, Trump University dorm room, which was really just a boiler room at the bottom of Trump Tower.
Sounded like it.
Can you imagine you're watching the NFL and they're going all like over the offensive line? And it's just like Jeff Johnson, the Trump University. Like, wait, they played football there? I thought it was just a pyramid scheme.
We had a field.
Great athletes, all American, nobody there from China.
You guys have been working on your impressions.
We've had some time.
We've had a couple years with the old Trumpy
boy. We don't do it too much. Well, I mean, we do on the podcast, but outside of the podcast, it's a lot more.
That's true.
And it's better. It's that good shit. Patreon tier for that. We'll do some more of that shit.
The Trump tier on Patreon.
I don't even do the Patreon, but I just love pitching ideas.
Patreon.com/notlikethis. You can go there and check out things that we have available. We've got several tiers for you. We've got 2 new episodes going up. One's going up tomorrow. One is going up Wednesday. A new Wrestling Rabbit Hole and a new Watch Like This. I'm not even going to spoil it and tell you what they are. You can go to patreon.com/notlikethis and check them out. You'll see what they are. And if you want to listen to them, you can go ahead and subscribe.
And you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. Like, these aren't 20-minute, 45-minute episodes. Obviously, the watch-alongs are the length of the film. But the wrestling ones, those are all over an hour. This most recent one was significantly longer. But
we won't tell you what it was, but we'll tell you it was 2 hours.
It was
long.
Over 2 hours. Oh, it's good. So if that's for the wrestling fans, you're gonna. And we need content right now because we're running out of shit. Netflix has nothing for me anymore. Amazon Prime has nothing for me anymore. Shudder, I've seen everything on Shudder.
It's true.
Have you considered Disney Plus?
I've seen all of the Disney Plus. I've seen my Mandalorians.
They got Gargoyles on there. Did you watch Gargoyles?
I didn't finish. I started. I watched Gargoyles all the way through. Simpsons.
They got X-Men, the cartoon.
They got Doug.
I didn't know they had Doug.
Doug?
Is that new?
Doug.
Killer Tofu.
And I got Doug. My wife got mad at me for putting it on the other night. She's like, can we watch something else? I was like, can you go upstairs?
Whoa. She's like, we didn't have this in Ecuador, and I won't have it now. She's like, put on Our Real Monsters or I'm leaving.
We tried to watch a comedy special the other day, and I won't say who it is because it didn't go well. And then she's like, can we watch another Kevin Hart? I'm like, sure.
Sorry, move down the bench. Kevin, check into the game.
Well, he's not let us down yet. And there's
Kevin's
I don't want to say who it is that we stopped watching because he's somebody that I find supremely entertaining and hilarious, except when I watch him do stand-up.
Can you type it in the Discord? Because this is killing me.
Is it killing you?
It's fucking killing me. Because I mean, it happens. That's how it is. Okay.
Yeah, I had a feeling when you said that.
Like if you watch that person on a podcast, hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But they do this weird character in the stand-up all the time, and I can't tolerate it.
Oh God, is it like his woman voice or something? You know, like Dave Chappelle had like the white guy voice.
Yeah, if it was only that, I'd be able to do it. No, it's like his regular voice.
Oh.
And then he'll keep laughing at his own jokes all the time.
So he's got a what's his name? A Jimmy Fallon thing happening.
Sort of. Except the Jimmy Fallon thing doesn't seem as contrived. But I'm not going to say who it is because I really like that person and they're entertaining. And I want them to keep being successful and doing things, and I wish them all the best. but it's just not for me. And then stuff I didn't think I would like Bert Kreischer. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like his stand-up. It was hilarious. I died. My wife liked it too. She was crying, laughing. And he's just like shitting on his kids the whole time. Like my one kid, she's really dumb. I'm like, oh, I like this.
That's
I like where this is going.
Did you like the most recent Bill Burr?
The Paper Tiger one?
I think so.
Yeah, I liked it.
All right, folks, we've knocked down 2. It's now Bill Burr. It's not Bert. All right.
Oh no! You're trying to get me into a logic. Don't worry. There's only 9,000 more stand-up specials on Netflix.
Yeah. Fucking Christ.
Oh. Man.
Chris, do you have any plugs?
No plugs for me.
Just cooking the numbers, trying to get the numbers up.
At the beat.
Just cooking meat, cooking numbers, cooking the books.
Put the numbers in with the brisket and maybe heat it all up at once.
Smoky.
Always be closing.
No plugs for me. Always be closing. There's something else one of the sales guys company said the other day. I don't remember what it was. Like the opposite.
Never be closing.
Always be failing.
Open it up. Always opening.
My plug, I don't Instagram at Dale Zawada, Twitter at Dale Zawada. But just a little bit of content, music wise, something for you to listen to. Eminem and Dr. Dre did a song for the Wild Wild West soundtrack, and it's a song I listen to quite often, but I was surprised that not a lot of people are aware of it. It is a song called Bad Guys Always Die. And it's Eminem and Dr. Dre, and it's like a Western song. It's like they're telling the tale of these outlaws, and they come upon one another, and they're going to shoot one. Like, it tells a story. And it's Eminem and Dr. Dre, so, of course, it's very good.
I had no idea.
I was, see this, because this fucking, what? So, Jim, get in line. Please check out Bad Guys Always Die. I think it was just on that Wild Wild West soundtrack, so not a lot of people probably had that. Is all,
but some of us did.
Oh,
well, apparently you. That's who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember how I came upon it, but I was a big fan nonetheless. So check that out, folks. Otherwise, this was episode 121. We'll see if we can get Ayan back next week or in the near future. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna do a mukbang.
I'm squeaking like those shoes in Roger Rabbit, apparently.
I'm going to cook some brisket.
Do it.
That meat.
Smoke the meat.